Hello everyone, I'm Cody, and welcome to the review of Unit 1, Starbucks Protests. To give you a quick review, what we talked about earlier was about very common thing you're probably aware of is all of the promotions and all of these giveaways at Starbucks. So, you purchase X amount of cups of coffee or special drinks and you accumulate points and you get something in reward. And many of the Starbucks baristas, which they call partners, they started voicing their, concerns that they are working very hard during these times. And back in 2018, when these promotions started, it seemed like, management wasn't listening very much. And recently, on an September 28th event, it was kind of the last straw for them because people rushed to the store to get this free reusable cup with every order you had. The last straw.
The last straw.
They didn't hire or staff more employees those days. So partners were overwhelmed and backlog of orders were occurring at many stores and it was very, very stressful. Backlog.
Backlog.
So a lot of these partners decided that they wouldn't strike or protest necessarily, but many of them took vacation on October 7th and 8th, and they also paid for a truck to go around, displaying or airing their grievances, as well as their message of that they're not expendable. They're very important to Starbucks because these promotions doing very well shows the talent and marketing of Starbucks. Grievance.
Grievance.
Expendable.
Expendable.
But also these partners or baristas, as we would call them, they're hard work at the Starbucks cafes. But I wanted to kind of talk about the Starbucks partners and their work.
Yeah.
What are some other ways that employees call attention or can call attention to bad working conditions?
Obviously a strike is one of them. So the baristas didn't actually go on strike. Some of them took paid vacation. Too many of them took paid vacation.
A lot of them,
more than normal. But if you go on strike, then everybody basically takes a vacation.
Yeah.
And often have protests and demonstrations outside the headquarters or outside different stores to bring attention to other people about what's going on with their working conditions. So that's one way. Also, lots of people, in the internet age, posting Twitter or Facebook or someplace posting about their job and talking about just the conditions and what's going on. But that often kind of backfires because people have gotten fired for things like that as well. So.
Right. They didn't want to air publicly their grievances by just blasting social media and posting things. But they did use a more discreet, anonymous website called Blind, where they could, talk in this forum style anonymously. So that way a lot of these partners could basically agree to take action, take vacation, which is a form of a strike. But that works in many companies if there's a labor union, which the partners don't have. And I think the message was heard. But there needs to be more done, even though the management or CEO apologized. They said they would try to work more with them, hear more of their concerns.
Yeah.
Sometimes management just says that.
Right.
Yeah. And I think maybe the working conditions can improve, but only if they staff more employees.
True.
I always feel like I love going. Many of the employees know my name. They see me and they're just like, "Oh yeah, Cody, here's your coffee." Essentially, and they always smile, like they recognize me. And I always try to speak back to them, be kind, because they have a very stressful job.
They do.
Even when I was in America, I tried to talk to them, be friendly. But what are your thoughts? Do you think this could improve for them?
I hope so. I think that there are many practical solutions that Starbucks can take and there have been complaints before the cup debacle.
Yes, right.
With the ready bags and other things where people were ordering massive amounts of drinks to get the, 17 drinks to get the thing all at once, and then not drinking it. So I think they have maybe kind of learned from that event or their, seasonal events, and I think they might be limiting things. I actually don't know what they're doing, but I haven't noticed as many of the big lines and lots of people during the seasonal events. So it's more of like the one-off, one-day kind of special events where people are really rushing all at once.
Yes.
So I think maybe they are taking some measures. They're limiting the number of things that you can get, or how quickly you can get them, or don't know practically what they're doing. But it seems like they are doing something.
True. And for the seasonal one, not the one day off thing like you mentioned, but the seasonal one, I did notice this time, as well as last time, they changed it to where you had to reserve your pickup time. You had to reserve your item. And if it was out of stock, you can't get it. And that helped from last year's chaos of people rushing and like, do you have this? And calling, do you have this? I think that helps. So some improvements, but there's still some room to improve.
Right. I think they're still learning,
Oh, yeah.
I think they were surprised, honestly, by how popular some of the items were. And so it's hard to really prepare for that if you don't expect it to be as big as it is. But now that they are starting to realize how popular they are and they can start to react ahead of time, they could be proactive instead of reactive, and make some plans ahead of time. So I hope the conditions will get better for the partners and the employees.
Right. So I think the message for us to take from this is be kind to your barista.
Be kind to your barista.
All right, well, that's it for our review, and we'll see you on the next one.